Part 14. I woke up because of a dream. I can feel my forehead sweating, but it's shocking to know that I'm still calm. I looked both sides to see my parents peacefully sleeping. I was placed in the middle. Instead of waking them up, I forced myself to go back to sleep. It was hard, but knowing my parents were beside me put me ease. It took me maybe an hour to finally go back to sleep. Nagising ako kinabukasan na si mama na lang ang katabi. I can't see papa beside me anymore, but I can hear the water in the shower. It must be him. The flow was smooth for the whole day. In the morning, mama invited all of us for a swim in the pool. Pinaunlakan iyon ng lahat. I invited Miss Elisa and Norman for a dinner. Mabuti na lamang ay hindi pa bumabalik si Miss Elisa sa lungsod. Mama badly wants to talk to her too. Sa puntong marami siyang ipinahanda para sa hapunan. Hindi umalis si Papa buong araw kahit iilang tawag ang natanggap. Tanging ang kapatid ko lang na saglit na umalis saka bumalik din ng Gum Abbey. Nanatili ako sa bahay buong araw. Dave left the house to pick up my things in the condo. Even when he told me he will bring the clothes on his house. Totoo nga dahil dala niya na ang mga damit na iyon nang bumalik sa bahay. Gusto kong sumama para tumulong pero hindi niya ako hinayaan. I ended up talking with mama for the whole day. Buong araw halos hindi kami nagkakausap ni Dave, dahil palagi kong kasama si mama. It's not a bad thing because it was my chance to catch up things for the past few years. Hanggang sa Gum Abbey ay mas lalo kaming hindi nagkakausap, lalo na't kausap ko na si Norman. He didn't disturb us, but he remained sitting not far from me, while silently talking with my brother. Sa distansya na mayroon kami na ilang metro lang ang pagitan, alam kong rinig niya ang pinag-uusapan namin. Hindi ko na lang pinansin dahil mukhang seryoso ang pinag-uusapan nila ni Kuya. My parents were busy talking with Miss Elisa too. The night ended peacefully. Hinatid namin si Miss Elisa saka Norman sa labas ng Gum Abbey na. Pinanood ko ang tuluyang paglabas ng sasakyan sa mataas na gate. You must be tired, Dave whispered as he snaked one of his arm around me. I gave him a small smile. Napatingin ako kay mama nang bigla siyang nagsalita. It's cold here, let's get inside, she said calmly. Hinawakan ni Papa ang kanyang likuran para igiya papasok ng bahay. Nauna nang pumasok si Kuya dahil may kausap sa cellphone. Tahimik kaming sumunod. Anong oras alis natin bukas? I asked silently. He gently kissed the side of my head. 4 in the morning, he said softly. I looked him. Ayos lang ba sa Donya? I asked curiously. Kumunot ang kanyang noo. Of course, why? I bit the insides of my cheeks. Nag-iwas ako ng tingin. Now I wonder if she had an idea about us. Wala lang. Noong huli ko siyang nakita ay kausap niya ang inakala kong girlfriend ni Dave sa exhibit. She's talking fondly her, but maybe it doesn't mean she likes that girl for Dave. I don't want to think any negativities anymore. Kung gusto niya man ang babaeng iyon kay Dave, wala na akong magagawa roon. Dave already stated that he had no romantic relationship with that girl. I should believe him more than my thoughts. I'd rather choose my peace of mind this time. Muli kong naalala ang ibinigay na pera ng Donya noon. Hindi ko iyon ginamit sa kasigurado akong nasa bahay pa iyon, ibabalik ko iyon kay Dave kapag nakuha ko na. Don't think about my mother. Alam niyang gusto kita, seryosong sabi niya. Nag-init ang pisngi ko. If he likes me, he should just keep it. Sana hindi mo na lang sinabi, mahinahon na sabi ko kahit na malakas ang pagtibok ng puso. She asked. I answered her. What's wrong with that? Hindi ko rin alam. Nagkibit na lamang ako ng balikat, dahil hindi ko rin alam ang isasagot. Natahimik na ako. He's so serious now, secretly trying to read my thoughts. Ramdam ko ang mariin na titig niya sa akin habang mabagal na naglalakad. What are you thinking? Hindi niya na nakayanan. Wala, Dave. You look bothered, mariin na puna niya. Tinaasan ko siya ng kilay. Sa mga tinatanong niya ngayon, siya ang nagmumukhang madaming iniisip. He's the one who looks bothered here. Baka kung hindi ko sagutin ang tanong niya, hindi siya makakatulog mamayang gabi. Nakatulog ka ba kagabi? I asked him instead. Tumalim ang kanyang tingin sa tanong ko. I smiled him to prove that my intention was pure. I'm just asking. Don't ask, he said darkly. Mahina akong tumawa. Nag-iwas siya ng tingin, nananatili naman akong nakatingala. Hindi ka ba nakatulog? If I say yes, will that satisfy you? He sounds amused but with a hint of irritation. Nakagat ko ang ibabang labi, para pigilan ang sarili sa pagtawa, tuwang-tuwa sa nakikitang paghihirap niya ngayon. Nakapasok na sina mama sa bahay habang kaming dalawa ay nasa labas pa rin dahil sa mabagal na paglalakad. Wala nang tao sa labas, tanging ang mga gwardiya na lang na nakatayo sa madidilim na sulok. Hindi naman, mahinahong sagot ko. I used my hands, he said suddenly. Ha, I told you I can't sleep last night, he said calmly. Hindi ko makuha ang kanyang sinabi. Tumigil ako sa paglalakad para harapin siya. Hindi ko maintindihan, mahinang sabi ko, nag-iisip pa rin. I took a cold shower but it didn't help. I was hard, that's why I used my hands. Nanlaki ang mata ko saka napalayo sa kanya. Anong kamay, Dave? Halos mag-eskandalo ako. He chuckled as he tried to pull me closer to him. Ayokong lumapit. I pinched his arm when he tried to pull me again, he muttered a curse. Matagal akong nakatulog kaya ng gin-isang ay inaantok pa. Nauna na bumaba sina mama kaya mabilis ang bawat galaw ko. I did a quick shower and wore a simple dress. I blow-dried my hair before I went down. Masyadong malamig ang hangin ngayong madaling araw, siguradong hindi ko kakayanin kung hahayaan ko lang na basang-basa ang buhok. Lumapit si Dave sa paanan ng hagdan nang makita ang pagbaba ko. Hinintay niya akong tuluyang makababa. He held my hands as he pulled me closer to him. He kissed the side of my head. I slightly hugged him. Good morning, he greeted silently. Abala si mama sa pagmamando na ilagay ang mga gamit sa helicopter na nasa labas ng bahay. Papa is busy talking with someone on his phone too. Ilang minuto ang lumipas, tinawag niya si Dave sa kapansamantala akong naiwan. Narinig ko ang yapot ng pagbaba ni kuya. He's wearing a white shirt and a khaki pants. Malapit lang ako sa paanan ng hagdan kaya ako ang una niyang nilapitan. He smiled as he hugged me. I hugged him back. Medyo lumayo siya pero nananatili ang hawak sa akin. I need to do something. I'll follow you later. Okay, he said softly. I smiled him. He combed my hair as he gently stared me for a moment. Take care, baby. He kissed my cheeks as he left the house. Pumalik si Dave sa akin nang matapos ang kanilang pag-uusap ni Papa. Paglabas pa lang ng bahay, sumalubong ang malakas na ihip ng hangin. Dave pulled me more closer to him by wrapping his arm around my waist. Kung hindi lang ako malapit sa kanya, siguradong matinding lamig ang mararamdaman ko. Mayroong dalawang helicopter dahil hindi kasya ang 4 na tao sa isa lang. Dama po ang tingin ko sa nakasulat sa isang parte ng helicopter. Dave Andres. Nilangon ko ang kabila kung saan sasakay sina mama saka nakitang ganoon din ang nakasulat. Alam kong mayaman siya pero nakakagulat pa rin na makitang pagmamay-ari niya ang nakikita ko. It costs millions, I'm sure of that. Mabilis ang pagdating namin sa lungsod. Bumaba kami sa helipad ng isang tanyag na building na nasa lungsod. It can't compete to the buildings of Manila, but it's probably the tallest in the town. Pagbaba ng building, mayroon nang naghihintay na 2 sasakyan. Ang mga magulang ko ay sakay ng puting SUV na may sariling driver. Dave held my elbow to guide me towards the black SUV. He opened the door for me, I went in. Umikot siya patungo sa kabilang bahagi saka nakita ko ang pag-abot ng isang lalaki sa susi ng sasakyan. The man bowed a little bit before he went back inside the building. Nasa unahan ng sasakyan nila mama habang nakasunod naman kami. Walang pinagbago ang lungsod. Kung anong itsura nito sa pag-alis ko, ganoon din sa pagbabalik ko ngayon. Hindi rin naman umabot ng taon simula nang umalis ako kaya, hindi ko na inaasahan na may mapapansin akong pagbabago. Are you tired? He asked seriously as he rested his hand on my thigh. Napatingin ako roon. It made me a little bit distracted. Hindi naman. Let's sleep when we get home, he said as he slightly caressed my thigh. Ngumuso ako. Hindi na yata mawawala ang mga ganitong epekto niya sa akin. Hindi pa nakakalapit, agad kong natano ang nagbabantay sa bungad papasok ng hasyenda. Wala ito noon. Bakit may mga bantay? Pinanood ko ang pagtigil ng sinasakyan nila mama dahil hinarang. Nakasunod kami kaya natigil na rin. Tinignan lang ng isang lalaki ang driver bago inangat ang barrier. Nang kami na ay isang busina lang galing kay Dave ay mabilis sumaludo ang nagbabantay saka ipinaangat ang barrier. The hacienda is not that open anymore, he said calmly. Ang malaking ektaryang lupaing ito ay pagmamay-ari nila. Nasa sa kanila iyon kung anong gusto nilang gawin dito. Pero nakakagulat na sa ilang taong lumipas, ngayon lang nila naisip ang maglagay ng bantay. Mga nakatira na lang dito ang makakapasok kung ganoon. I'll think about that. Mula sa tanawin sa labas, lumipat ang tingin ko sa kanya. Anong iisipin mo? He pursed his lips, like this is not the time to ask that question. But I'm too eager to cure my curiosity. I'm planning to remove them. You can't do that. He glanced me seriously. I swear, I can. Kumunot ang aking noo. Aalisin mo pero para saan? Litong-lito ako. Maraming tao ang nakatira sa buong hasyenda ng ilang taon. Halos lahat ay dito na lumaki sa kanagkaasawa. Bigla-bigla ang naririnig ko ngayon kaya gusto ko marinig ang rason. Ibinalik niya ang tingin sa daan. He looked so serious now, but his hold on my thigh remained. Kahit siguro anong pag-usapan namin dito, hindi siya bibitaw. This is still my plan. You can't just remove them that easily, Dave. Maraming nakadepende sa hacienda. I can't stop myself. His jaw clenched. Please, don't shout. Let's talk about this calmly. I pursed my lips. Tahimik na pinagsisihan ang bahagyang pagtaas ng boses. I want to know your thoughts. I slowly nodded. He caressed my thigh again. Napatingin ako roon. Papaalisin ko sa kaililipat sa ibang lugar. It's still my plan, aniya sa mas marahan na paraan. Umawang ang aking labi, habang tinitignan. Ang kanyang kamay sa aking hita. His hand is huge. It can hold my thigh whole. His veins were perfectly visible. I'm distracted. Most of them were old already. Sa tingin ko'y mas mahihirapan sila kung ipapalipat mo pa, kalmadong sabi ko. Hindi ko na nasundan ang kanyang reaksyon, dahil nananatili ang aking tingin sa kanyang kamay. I'll think about that too. Inangat ko ang tingin sa kanya. He's facing the road with a smirk on his face. What's the purpose of your plan? Those people didn't deserve living here. How can you say that? Hindi na siya sumagot pa. He ignored my question. The people here didn't like me, but it doesn't mean I will agree to his plan. Halos lahat ng mga nakatira rito ay halos dumepend sa kung ano ang nasa hacienda. Kahit na sabihing ililipat sila ng lugar, mahihirapan pa rin sila pagdating sa paghahanap buhay. But then, this is not my decision anymore. This is their land, it's on their hands already. Nilangon ko ang bintana sakto ang pagdaan namin patungo sa bahay na tinitirhan ko noon. Tumindig ang aking balahibo nang magtagal ang tingin ko roon kahit na nalagpasan na. I don't have to be scared anymore. He's with me now. I felt him caressed my thigh. Muling bumaba ang tingin ko roon. I unconsciously traced his veins. He chuckled softly. I know it's selfish but I want him to stay with me, even from the darkness of the hacienda. The tall gate opened, revealing the huge garden in front of the mansion. The garden were perfectly in bloom. Halatang alagang-alaga. The thing I heard before were really true, Doña likes flowers. Standing proud, Doña smiled when she saw my mother went out of the car. Nasa tabi niya si Don Arman na formal na nakatayo. I saw Doña for so many times before. She's kind, but she's too intimidating for me, to the point I thought she's strict. Nakita ko kung paano siya halos luhudan ng mga tao bilang respeto. Her name alone shouts sophistication and respect. Dave stopped the car engine. Wait for me. Bumaba siya saka umikot patungo sa bahagi ko. He held my hand as I get out of the car. Thank you, I smiled at him. Dama po ang tingin ko sa mga iilang kasambahay na nakikita sa pinakagilid ng hardin, pilit inaabala ang sarili. Maayos ang buong hardin kaya hindi ko alam kung ano ang kanilang inaayos. Halos gumawa na sila ng isang grupo roon, dahil sa pagpapanggap na may ginagawa sa malaking halaman. Tumagal ang tingin ko sa iilan sa kanila. Agad kong namukha ng mga taong hindi ako nagustuhan noon, siguradong hanggang ngayon ay walang pinagbago. They can't look me straight in the eyes. Some of them look scared and mad. I don't care about that anymore though. If they don't like me, then that would be it. Hindi ko babaguhin iyon. It became their mindset already, I can't change that. I stilled when I recognized someone in the group. That is Abby, the girl who used to pay me for doing her assignments before. Saglit na nagkasalubong ang aming tingin, pero takot siyang umiwas saka, may sinabi sa ibang kasamahan bago nagmamadaling umalis. I can still remember how I want her to be my friend. I'm not that dumb to realize before, that she's just using me to do her homeworks. Pero kahit ganoon, ipinagpatuloy ko ang paggawa sa mga assignments niya. Hindi lang dahil sa kailangan ko ng pera, kundi kahit papaano ay may matawag akong kaibigan, kahit na hindi naman ganoon ang tingin niya sa akin. Napabalik ang atensyon ko kay Dave nang hawakan niya ang aking likuran. I looked up and saw him with his serious expression. He didn't look curious of what I'm looking, like he did just know the reason why I looked it. He looks mad and I know it's not for me. I smiled him that made him sigh heavily. Mahina ako natawa. Why would he look stressed? Sa likuran ng Don pati Donya, nakita ko ang paglabas ng isang pamilyar na babae. She's with Daniel, who's holding the small of her back. Nagkasalubong ang aming tingin. Umawang ang aking labi, nang tuluyan siyang nakilala. The woman who gave me medicine before. She smiled me as she whispered something to Daniel that made his dark eyes look my way. He nodded slowly because of what the girl just said. That's my brother's fiancée. She's pregnant, Dave whispered. I nodded silently. She's wearing a simply white backless dress. It's a little bit fitted in the stomach area, revealing her small baby bump. Hindi pa halata ang kanyang tiyan, kaya hindi pa masyadong napapansin. Napatingin ako sa ibang bahagi dahil sa narinig na usapan kay Mama saka sa Donya. I never knew they're friends. From the way they're talking right now, it can be concluded that they're close. I never thought she's your child, Lauren. She said, almost hysterical as she looked me. Nahiya ako bigla, muling naalala ang pera na nanggaling sa kanya noon. She looks elegant, even when the way she talks. Kahit siguro humingi siya ng tawad sa kung sino ay mananatili pa ring elegante. I can already hear the word if she apologized, it will sound a command to forgive her. Lumayo ang Don sa asawa, tila nasanay na sa mga pinapakitang reaksyon nito. Lumapit siya kay Papa para bumati. Tumawa si Mama. That's not your fault, Lana. No one knows about it. Thanks to your son I was able to find my daughter. Nangingiti na ang Donya ngayon dahil sa sinabi ni Mama. She's almost smirking, like she has a plan. Dinalaw ako ng kaba nang muli siyang sumulyap sa akin. She knew my relationship with Dave, I'm sure of that. Ibang-iba ang inaasahan kong reaksyon niya, dahil sa iniisip kong iba ang gusto niya para sa anak. But maybe, if she likes me, it may be because I am the daughter of her friend. Do you like my son for your daughter, Lauren? She asked, smirking. Mama glanced me with a hint of playfulness. Halos manghina ako sa kaba. Of course, your jeans is a good catch. Walang hiya-hiyang sabi ni Mama. Napalunok ako, ngayon may alam na kung bakit sila magkaibigan. They're the same. Don and Papa shook their head and laughed, like it's normal to see their wives like this. I elbowed Dave, silently telling him to stop them. He chuckled and shook his head me, he didn't even bother to talk. Then when will be the wedding? Mas lalo akong nahiya nang makita ang pagtawa ng fiancé ni Daniel. Instead of laughing with his fiancée, he's just looking down her, like she's the best thing that ever happened to him. I heard Daniel will get married soon. Oh, right. Hindi maganda kung magsasabay sa isang taon. Daniel and his fiancée walked towards us. Ipinakilala ng Donya ang dalawa kay Mama pati sa akin. Papa already has another business with Don. This is Sarah, Daniel's fiancée. She smiled me, I smiled back. Looking her with this small distance, I can already see how beautiful she is. I want to thank her for what she did before. Wala akong naging pagkakataon na magpasalamat dahil sa sitwasyon ko noon. Where is Nat? Tanong ni Mama nang maglakad na papasok ng mansyon. She transferred to Manila last week for her academics, ang Donya. Mama looks shocked of what she heard. Nat is known for being the most sheltered member of the Andres. Hindi lumalabas ng mansyon, hindi halos nakikipaghalubilo. Kaya siguro ay nakakagulat kay Mama iyon. Nakikinig ako sa pinag-uusapan nila Mama nang magsalita si Dave. We'll take a rest. Umawang ang labi ko. Gusto kong umapila dahil nakakahiya na basta na lang aalis ngayon, nakaka-rating lang. Pero wala akong nagawa nang ipagtulakan na rin ni Mama pati ng Donya na dapat nga kaming magpahinga. Umaga na kung hindi ako nagkakamali ay nasa 7:00 na. Dave opened the door. Malawak ang kanyang kwarto, halos kaparehas lang ng kwarto niya sa Manila. In front of his king-sized bed is an entertainment set, including TV and other stuffs that I'm not familiar with. Umupo ako sa dulo ng kanyang kama. The room smells just like him and his bed is so soft. Ramdam ko na ang unti-unting pagdalaw ng antok. Napatingin ako sa pintuan nang may kumatok. Dave walked towards the door and opened it. May inabot ang nasa labas at nakita kong ang malita iyon na may laman ng gamit ko. He closed the door and pulled the luggage inside his walk-in closet. Gusto ko nang mahiga pero hinihintay ko siya. Napatingin ako sa side table ng kama. My heart thumped when I saw the portrait that I did for him few months ago. It's already inside a picture frame. Tumayo ako, nilapitan iyon. I used different kinds of pencil when I did this. It looks new because the pigment remained. Maybe because he put it inside a frame. May ibang mga portrait na lumalabo habang tumatagal, lalo na sa klase ng papel na ginagamit. I felt him behind me. He territorially wrapped his arms around my waist as he breathed on my neck. Nasa sayo pa pala ito. Mahinang sabi ko. That's the first thing you gave to me, paos na sabi niya. I can still remember how shy I was to give this to him. Hindi ko maiwasan isipin kung kailan ako nagkagusto sa kanya, dahil hanggang ngayon ay wala akong ideya kung kailan nga saktong nagsimula. I immediately hated him when I saw him at the forest. I always thought I hated him for his aura. He looks playful and sarcastic, I didn't like it. But then I realized, I just hate him for giving me that unfamiliar feeling I always feel every time I saw him, hanggang ngayon wala pa ring pagbabago. The only thing that has changed, it is how the way I handle it. Maingat kong ibinaba ang frame sa side table. Matapos iyong titigan ng ilang minuto. I was about to turn around, when his other hand slowly lifted the hem of my dress. Napahawak ako sa kanyang kabilang braso nang napagtanto ang balak niyang gawin. He chuckled to my ear. Tumindig ang aking balahibo. I love you, he whispered huskily. My face heated. I bit my lower lip when he slid his finger and traced my sensitive bud expertly. Umawang ang labi ko. Do you love me? His slow voice sounds erotic. Napasandal ako sa kanya, tuluyang nanghina. He kissed and licked the back of my ear. I moaned, already mindless. Hawak niya pa lang ay nanghihina na ako. I can already feel my wetness when he slowly inserted one of his finger. It's enough for me to feel reaching something, but he withdraw, stopping me from reaching it. Dave, hindi ko moari ang nais sabihin. I looked back him. His face is so close that I accidentally brushed my lips with his. He smirked. I can smell his minty breath. Do you love me? He asked again as he caressed my thigh, ignoring my pulsating bud. I nodded as I closed my eyes tightly. I tried to move to tell him that I want his fingers on me, but he ignored it. Mas inilayo niya ang kamay sa kaminasahe sa aking hita. He chuckled. Hindi ko maintindihan ang nararamdamang frustration. What do you want? Ang kanyang kamay ay bumalik sa akin. He touched me again but it's only for teasing. You know what I want? Sabi ko sa hindi kilalang boses. I tried to turn around, but his other hand stopped me. Mas lalong dumagdag yun sa frustration ko. His fingers slightly touched my sensitive bud and removed it immediately. Tell me what you want, I'll give it to you, he whispered sensually. Nag-init ang aking pisngi sa hiya pero mas pumaibabaw, ang tindi ng ibang nararamdaman. I slightly looked back and weakly whispered to him. I want you. I slowly turned around. I saw how his eyes darkened with pure adoration and lust. He slightly pushed me to the bed. Dahil nanghihina sa halos walang lakas, bumagsak ako. I looked up and stared him. Sobrang dilim ng kanyang mata, tahimik na nambabanta. He clicked something on the bedside table, making the whole room dim. He looks dangerously handsome with the lights. It made him more attractive. It must illegal to look like that. Tinanggal niya ang kanyang damit mula sa batok. Walang hiya-hiya kung pinasadahan ang kanyang katawan. Everything about him were perfectly in place. He bent and pulled my ankle to the side of the bed. He expertly removed my underwear and helped me remove the dress I'm wearing. Nang tuluyan iyong natanggal, yumakap sa akin ang malamig na hangin. Masyado akong lasing sa isang bagay para pansinin iyon. He spread my legs as he kneeled on the floor. His eyes darkened more when he stared at it. Nakagat ko ang ibabang labi, itinukod ang mga braso sa kama, sinusubukan siyang panoorin kahit nang hihina. He looked me and without taking his eyes off, he started to lick me. Nang hina ako, hinawakan niya ang likuran ko, pinipigilan akong makahiga muli. He pulled my legs more closer, making me feel his tongue more. I moaned and I can already feel myself slightly shaken. Sinubukan ko siyang ilayo pero masyadong mahigpit ang hawak niya sa binti ko, na siguradong mag-iiwan ng pulang marka mamaya. I came really hard. Bumagsak ang katawan ko sa kama sa pagod pati panghihina. Mabibigat ang talukap ng mata kaya napapikit. Hindi pa nakakabawi sa pagod nang naramdaman ko ang pagtayo niya. He put his hand to my back as he changed my position. His moves were harsh, but not enough to hurt me. He's standing behind me, I can't see him. Itinukod ko ang kamay sa katuhod sa kama, kahit nang hihina pilit pinapanatili ang posisyon na gusto niya. I gasped when he slapped my butt. It's painful. But it faded immediately. He pulled me closer until I felt his manhood on my entrance. Napaigtad ako, hindi pa nakabawi sa matinding sensasyon na naabot kanina. He held my waist in place as he slowly filled me to the brim. Malakas akong napasinghap nang nagsimula siyang gumalaw. His moves were slow but deep. Every thrust made my body shook in so much force and pleasure. After few thrusts, I came around him. He didn't stop until he reached his. Maingat niya akong binitawan dahilan ng tuluyang pagbagsak ko sa kama. I woke up inside his arms. The lights were dim. Hindi ako sigurado kung tanghali na ba o hapon na. Sarado ang itim na kurtina kaya hindi ko malalaman. He's sleeping. Gusto ko na bumangon pero ang makita siyang perpektong natutulog ngayon ang pumipigil sa akin. Tumagilid ako ng higa saka pinanood siya. Kahit may kadiliman ang kwarto, hindi iyon naging dahilan para hindi ko makita kung gaano kaperpekto ang bawat hugis sa kanyang mukha. His jaw and nose were sharp. His lips were in straight line, tila hindi kumukurba sa isang ngiti. Makurba ang pilak mata at makapal ang kilay. Ngumuso ako saka bahagyang lumapit para mahalikan siya. Nakayakap ang kanyang braso sa akin kaya pangalang ang inabot ng labi ko. Nakita ko ang dahan-daang pag-angat ng kanyang labi, para sa isang ngisi, na nanatiling nakapikit. Uminit ang pisngi ko nang malamang hindi siya natutulog. I slightly pushed him away from me. Hindi ako nakalayo kahit kaunti nang iangat niya ang aking hita patungo sa kanyang tiyan. My wetness touched his sides. Muli ko siyang sinubukang itulak pero mas lalo lang humigpit, ang hawak niya sa ilalim ng aking hita, walang planong pakawalan ako. Akala ko tulog ka, sabi ko na lang sa kahihiyan. Tinignan niya ako sa namumungay na mata at ngumiti. You really like me, ha? Paos na sabi niya. Mas lalo akong nahiya. I slapped his chest to hide my embarrassment. He chuckled and held the hand that I used. Tinitigan niya ang bawat reaksyon ko kahit halos yumuko na para hindi niya makita. Hindi mo ba ako gusto? Kumalaklak siya. Napairap ako sa kahihiyan na nahalinhinan na ng inis. Ang kanyang kamay na nasa ilalim ng aking hita ay dahan-daang gumapang. I gasped when he slowly traced my femininity. Gustong-gusto kita, he whispered softly. Hapon na nang makababa kami. Ang tanging nadatnan lang namin sa sala ay si Daniel and Sarah. Natigil ako sa paglalakad kaya tumigil din si Dave. They're both busy with each other to notice us. Sarah is sitting on his lap while holding the glass of milk. Ang mapapangasawa naman ay seryoso siyang pinapanood. Daniel's hand is resting to her cute little bump. Just one sip. It's for the baby, Daniel said softly, urging her to drink the milk. Mas lalong sumama ang itsura ni Sarah sa katinignan ng hawak na baso, kulang na lang ay itapon sa sama ng loob. Sige, isa lang. Without taking her glare off to her husband, she took a little sip. Mabilis niya yung pinasa nang matapos saka muntik pa maduwal kung hindi napigilan. Tapos na. Another sip. For me, baby. Daniel tried to motivate her. Sarah gasped, looking betrayed. Itinulak niya ang baso nang sinubukan iyong ibalik ni Daniel sa kanya. Isa lang ang sabi mo. Halos umalangaw-ngaw iyon sa malawak na sala ng mansyon. We had a peaceful dinner after Kuya arrived from Manila. Ang plano ni Mama ay sa isang hotel tutuloy. Donya offered rooms but Mama didn't accept it. Papalabas na si Mama ng mansyon nang sumunod ako para makaalis na patungong lungsod. Pero nagulat ako nang pigilan ako ng Donya. You can sleep here if you want, love. I'll be here tomorrow morning for your therapy. Hindi ko alam ang isasagot. Napasulyap ako sa Donya na nakangiti sa akin, naghihintay ng isasagot ko. Besides, Dave is here with you. Tuwang-tuwa si Mama sa hindi malamang kadahilanan. Dahil sa kawalan ng isasagot, tumango na lamang ako. I slept with Dave that night. Sa mga sumunod na linggo, itinuon ko ang atensyon sa therapy. It was less harder more than I thought, because of the people around me. Mas naramdaman ko na hindi na nga ako nag-iisa. Pinanood ko ang payapang tubig ng ilog. Kahit ilang taon kong nakikita sa kapilit binabalikan, hindi ko pa rin magawang pagsawaan. I felt Dave kiss the side of my head. I sighed as I rested my back on his wide chest. We're sitting on a mat while facing the sparkling river. Magkahiwalay ang kanyang binti habang nakaupo ako sa pagitan. Pinaglaruan niya ang kamay ko na namamahinga sa kanyang hita. Bahagya akong tumingala para matignan ang araw na unti-unti nang bumababa. Kasabay ng pagbaba ng araw ay ang naramdaman kong dahan-daang pagdulas ng isang bagay sa aking daliri. I looked down and saw his hand playing with a diamond ring around my finger. I stilled as I feel his hot breath on the hollow of my neck. Dave, please marry me, he whispered. A lone tear escaped my eyes. Tumibok ng husto ang puso ko. I want you to own all that I have, including me. I surrender myself to you, baby, he said softly. I bit my lower lip and tried to look back at him. His eyes were bloodshot. Mahal kita, sabi ko sa basag na boses. Even with the unknown pain in his eyes, he was still able to give me a smirk. Ngumuso siya nang makita ang pagtitig ko. She herself knows that I'm crazy for her. You know Sarah, she saved me once, marahang sabi niya. Really? Yes, she lends me medicine because I had a fever. May sinabi pa siya na hindi ko na masyadong naintindihan. I kissed her neck while listening to her. She's going to be a good mother, mahinang sabi niya. So are you. Tumigil ako sa paghalik para tignan siya. Ngumuso siya saka iniwas ang mukha sa akin. You're going to be a good father too. Hindi ako nagsalita, pero nang ngumiti siya sa akin, doon ko lang mas naiproseso ang kanyang sinabi. Bakit mo sinasabi sa akin yan? Natawa siya nang makita ang reaksyon ko. Dahil malapit ka nang maging isang. Natigilan ako. She chuckled more, I can't even face her properly. Sinubukan ko siyang ipirmi para muling ikumpirma ang kanyang sinabi. Wait, look on her now, I know she's already at ease. Minsan napapaisip ako, paano pa rin siya nakakangiti ng napakaganda, matapos siyang tangkaing sirain ng mga tao. Napakatapang niya dahil mahinahon niyang tiisin ang gayong paghihirap. Deserve niya ang mundo lahat ng magagandang bagay na inaalok nito. Kung hindi ko mahanap ang mundong iyon para sa kanya, ipinapangako kong ibibigay ko sa kanya ang mundo ko. Mahal na mahal ko siya, gagawin ko ang lahat para maprotektahan lang siya. Gusto kong makalimutan niya lahat ng masasakit na nangyari sa kanya, tutulungan ko siyang mangyari yun. Unti-unti ko na itong natutupad simula nang ipahanap ko ang totoo niyang magulang. I am willing to do anything to keep her safe and happy. After 1 year, kinasal na din kami sa tulong ng aming pamilya. I never imagined na maging lubusan akong maging masaya to see my wife smile and our baby. Sa buhay kailangan mo lang ng taong handa gawin ang lahat para sa'yo. Love yourself, laging maging strong sa lahat ng pagsubok ng buhay. The end of the day, God has a plan better than your worst experience. I am Dave Andres. I promise to protect my family. I will love them until my last breath. Thank you listeners sa pagsupport sa kapakikinig ng storyng ito. Mag-iingat po kayong lahat.